Hey people, it's Jess, and it's Sunday again here on GenderqueerChat. This week we're talking about high school, what we were like in high school, whether we still are in touch with people from high school, and if so, if they know anything about our genderqueer stuff. High school, that's a traumatic little trip down memory lane. What was I like in high school? I was a nerd. I was, for the most part, like the top of my class. I was in all honors classes, and I was usually the highest scorer in all of the honors classes I was in. I didn't really have friends. I had a few people that I was chasing, trying to be their friends, and then they were chasing more popular kids, trying to be their friends instead. What else was going on? As far as clothes, I think it was still left over from junior high, where I was wearing like baggy clothes, just trying to hide my body because I was like awkward and not comfortable with myself and didn't want people looking at me. Sometime during my junior year, I took the SATs and I got a 1600 score. So for anyone who didn't know my name in school, I basically became 1600 girl. There were some things going on with my home life when I was in high school. My sister was a few years older and she was still living at home and had a baby, so I was in high school and having to deal with like having a newborn baby at home. I think in either my late sophomore or early junior year, I got the bright idea that I was going to go to the Air Force Academy. That was how I was going to be able to pay for college. So I did a lot of training. I was in pretty good shape. I was doing a lot of running and weightlifting and things. But then the summer between my junior and senior years, a couple things happened. I went to both Air Force and Navy for their summer seminars at the academies. I got hazed pretty bad at Naval Academy, and I think I didn't really come back the same from that. I also went to what we have in Pennsylvania is called Governor's School for Math and Science, and that was where I first really realized that I was queer. There were two different girls that I got really strong crushes on there, and it was pretty hard for me to ignore anymore the fact that I didn't like guys and liked girls instead. Another really important step in my senior year, once I returned from the academies and from governor's school, was I finally got a computer with internet access at home. So that was how I kind of got on the internet and started exploring about being a lesbian at the time, is how I was identifying. I had a really, really hard time with coming out and coming to terms with being queer. I ended up, I had always had issues with depression, but they were undiagnosed. But this really set off a really big depressive episode for me. I ended up needing to go into therapy. I dropped out of school my senior year, basically about halfway through, and I ended up not finishing on time. I didn't actually graduate till December of that year. They took some college course credits that I got and applied them towards my high school diploma. I had a suicide attempt in December of my senior year, so high school really wasn't all that great. I hear people say how high school's the best time of their life, and I don't know what crack they're smoking sometimes. Then as far as whether I'm still in touch with anyone from high school, I wasn't for the longest time, not until I got on Facebook. I had two people who I was closer to, and once I came out as queer to them, they both came out as queer to me, so it was kind of funny coincidence that the only two people I kind of connected to at my high school were both other queer people, one a guy and one a girl. then I just didn't hear from anyone for about 8, 9, 10 years, and then I got a Facebook account and people started finding me, and I found other people. I haven't really struck up any like new friendships out of that. There was one woman who was visiting LA, and we kind of made plans to meet up, but then she ended up blowing me off at the last minute anyway. So I'm not in touch with anyone particularly, other than just having people as Facebook friends. And some of those people, like, I never really even knew in high school, that I just kind of leave them on there so they can be exposed to whatever they want to be exposed to on my page. And then as far as whether anybody I know from high school knows about my genderqueer stuff, the only way that they would be through Facebook, I guess. There was a little discussion that happened. I took a still photo of me in my makeup from the Johnny Weir video that I did a couple months ago, and that's my profile picture right now. And a few friends made comments about how I was a girl dressed as a guy dressed as a girl or something like that, and I commented back that maybe I was a female-bodied genderqueer person dressed as a male-bodied genderqueer person, and I got a lot of huh. So if people read the comments on that, then maybe they know about it, or a few other things. Whenever like gendery things happen that I want to bring people's attention to, sometimes I'll make a post on my Facebook about like events that have happened. So yeah, I really don't know. I haven't like talked to anyone in particular from high school about that. Well, I guess that's all I have to say about me and high school and everything. So have a great week. I'll see you next time. Bye.